Hi, welcome back to the channel. I got another video for you guys about cryptocurrency, and I think I found a Chainlink killer. And what is it called? What does that say? It's on the Cardano eco. What does that say? Psych! You know it's unscripted, you know it's raw, you know it's honest, and it's so hot my microphone's literally falling right here. I'm spitting ether. Guys, you know I bring the energy. Today we're going to be talking about a Cardano ecosystem Oracle service. Can it kill Chainlink? I called Chainlink back in the day. Now I'm calling another coin to potentially beat it. I'm diving into the ecosystem of the Oracle solutions on Cardano. You need to watch this video. Keep watching. What's going on, everybody? Alex back with another video, and besides all the jokes and stuff like that, I do have a very extensive, detailed video for you guys on Oracle solutions in the Cardano ecosystem. So if you've been living under a rock and you haven't been researching cryptocurrency, September 12th, Cardano is coming out with smart contract capabilities. Hopefully they don't push us off. Now, the important part about that is, like I said before, we can find parallels between the Ethereum ecosystem and the Cardano ecosystem to know the true winners. And we know that oracles have historically done really well on blockchains, right? Data is very important. Accurate data for DeFi, accurate data for games, very important. One of the most important things on blockchain, right? Now, we're going to dive into some Cardano ecosystem, Oracle solutions. I'm going to break it down very deep. I am back in full effect. I am catching stride again, guys. I'm getting deep with my work. I've outsourced a lot of the problems in my business. Now I'm able to really give you some serious research. So I need you to pull out a piece of paper and a pencil, whatever the case is. And of course, none of this is financial advice, and you need to combine what I'm talking about with your own research abilities. Please, I am trying to teach you how to fish, not just give you the fish all the time. It doesn't work that way, and you don't get real results unless you know what you're doing. And if you appreciate this content, please do me a favor. Of course, it's for me. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video, and of course, put push notification bells on, because I'm going to be making more altcoin videos, especially if the altcoin season starts to pop off. And these videos are very time sensitive. Literally, September 12th, Cardano ecosystem is coming out with smart contracts, and I'm trying to prepare you ahead of time so that you can potentially make money and combine this with your own research. Also, one announcement really quickly. I have a podcast. I'm interviewing entrepreneurs, and only successful entrepreneurs. I have denied a lot of people. The link will be in the description below. Go to the podcast, listen to it while you're driving, whatever the case is. I actually have some really cool guests. I actually have someone that has like a monopoly on data. You can't find this data anywhere else. So yeah, go to the link in the description below, click the podcast link. Yeah, let's get started into the video. So if we come over here, this is the whole entire ecosystem. What we're looking at is oracles right here. So we have a couple of projects, and some of them I did not look into because they require a whole video. I looked into them for research purposes. We're not going to talk about it in this video, but there's a couple of them, and a lot of people have been talking about these. So look, guys, I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. Some of these suck, and some of them are really good to the point where I can claim it's a Chainlink killer. So it's a very hot and cold situation. I'll lay everything out for you. I have a grading mechanism that I use in the fundamentalsecrets.com, as well as for my own research. There's a checklist that I go through, and I've done the whole thing. Usually in my videos before about altcoins, I'm talking about the product, the marketing, and the team. This one is going to be deep. I'm going to talk about pretty much every variable of the project. So again, if you appreciate it, like this video. So let's jump into the first one, which everybody talks about, which is Charlie 3. Now, when I first look, the colors are great. The website looks nice. You got the reds, you got the whites. It's well put together. It's telling you exactly what you want to know, right? You want to know the team. You want to know the tokenomics. You want to know the vesting schedule to make sure they don't dump on you. But this is where I drew one of these red flags, and it got me very suspicious, because it looks like they're just marketing for the sole purpose of generating capital. Okay, which brings me to my next point. This project, Charlie 3, C3, and I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, and I don't care. I would not touch this project with a 10-foot pole. Straight up, they have nothing going for them. And I will break down all the details of exactly my perspective and point of view. So if we look, number one, at their white paper, it is 10 pages long and provides zero context into their actual technology. Now people are like, oh, well, the smart contracts haven't come out on Cardano, so how could they tell you how it's going to work? They can tell you how it's going to work with test nets. They could have a lot of like theory in place. This is 10 pages long. This is the only reason they made this is for marketing. White papers are made to provide context to what the technology is. And usually they're 60, 70 pages. Usually they're scientific papers. And this sucks. Very bad. So, which brings me to my next point. If I were to rate the product out of 100, I'm giving it about a 15. The only reason I'm giving it a 15 in the first place is because they have like a beta going on and they have some traction. Also, the only reason I'm giving a 15 out of 100 is because if you come over here, there's not a lot of Oracle solutions. So hopefully they can pull something off, right? So it's basically kind of like, you know, fifth place person gets a reward. That's them. They are the worst. And they're just getting a reward because they just happen to play the game nobody plays. Okay, it's as simple as that. Now, if we go to the competition, it's kind of the same gist, right? And I'm reading off my notes here, but basically, no existing products, very vague verbiage. All it's explaining is simply UTXOs, and look, it's very small. Like when I compare it, and I've read it, of course. When I compare it to the other one, you'll understand what I'm saying. Very vague verbiage, not a lot going on, very basic. Their only sales proposition is that they're an Oracle solution on Cardano. That's the gist here, guys. That's the honest gist, right? So I just give them like a pity score for when it comes to their actual product. They have nothing going on. There's no way to find out what's going on. So I'm basing all the credibility pretty much off the team, right? So let's go to the next part, which is the tokenomics. So at first sight, this is great. We got a little circle graph here where it gives the exact percentages. They're super transparent. But then when you do the math and you start adding things up, basically there's only two scenarios and they both suck. The first scenario is the fact that if you don't take in consideration the fact that they own LP and farming, they own 63% of the supply. If you guys ever watch one of my videos, you know that if it's above 50%, that's a red flag for me. So number one, if it's above 50%, if they own more than 50% and control more than 50% of the coin, it's a red flag. That's the first red flag. Number two, LP and farming is very vague. They don't tell you anything. They don't give you any context. For all I know, they own that 31% supply and they're putting it into, you know, a liquidity provision contract. And basically they can take it out anytime they want. So really, the worst case scenario is that they own 94% of the supply. Only 6% goes to the public. I would say that most, you know, projects in cryptocurrency are pretty centralized. So comparing it to others and from my knowledge, I'll give it a 25 out of 100. A 25 out of 100 when it comes to the tokenomics is they don't really explain anything in the background. And again, this is for about, I would say 8 hours of research. Maybe there's something like hidden, but then that would go into their marketing. They're not displaying their information correctly. It's very vague and they're only putting out what they want to put out, right? If that makes sense. So let's go to the next factor, which is probably the biggest red flag for me, which is the team. The team, okay, is very underexperienced, okay? So the only thing I can find about the CTO, which is probably the most important guy because he's actually building a product that they don't have, is this LinkedIn. That's the only thing I can find. And what I can see, and trust me, I reversed image searched his face. I looked his face up on Google. This is the only thing this guy is on the internet for some reason. This is very big red flag to me. I'm not gonna go into any theories or conspiracy theories, but the only thing I can find is one Medium post and this LinkedIn. That's it. Pretty much every other variable, I looked up all of his experience, including his teaching. I looked up his teaching, which he did for 8 years and 11 months. I couldn't find him on the website. I couldn't find him anywhere. I only found him on 2 posts, which is this LinkedIn page and a Medium post made by Charlie 3. This guy is all over the place. The only thing that he had a legitimate job with is this university, which is 8 years and 11 months. Pretty much every other time, look, 2 years, 12 months, 1 year, 2 months, 1 year, 7 months. He has a history of leaving projects. Clearly, he's wishy-washy, and that does not build real experience, in my personal opinion. I think he's all over the place, and I think from what I see, this is all I can get is this information he's provided, is that the chance of him staying is low. It's very low. He's only kept one job. Another point I want to make is that the one job that he kept, he stayed at for almost 9 years. So to me, pretty much most of experience comes from this university, and a little bit, the majority comes from university. The minority comes from being a CTO, in my personal opinion. And he's older, man. He's too slow. I want innovative people. I want people that are like doing crazy things. Like schools are typically behind. Like most of your experience is in a school. It's typically behind. Like it's not real experience. I would want this to be more aggressive. I want the CTO to have more CTO experience. I want him to have like a history of blockchain, which he does. It's not the worst. Like I've seen way worse, to be honest. This guy's not the worst at all. But in my personal opinion, not the best from what I've seen. Okay. And of course, compared to the other Oracle solutions, definitely not the best. All right. If we come over here to Robert Heaver, he's probably even worse. Okay. This guy's the COO, and pretty much he started a couple of businesses. He was on the advisory board for some. The only thing this guy has to offer, in my perspective, is connections. That's it. I even looked at one of his old websites right here, Management Consultant. I don't have it up here, but I could pull it up for you guys if you want. Actually, let's do that. As you can see here, I search his name. You see him right here. This is like a consulting business he created. Again, another very poorly managed project. Like this looks bad. And he only did it for like 5 months. So he's showing wishy-washiness too. He's starting things he can't finish. Right here, look, literally 5 months to make his consulting business. And I looked at the articles too, and the industry experience and everything. It's all claims with no proof. He doesn't back up anything with evidence, and he doesn't even finish his content. He literally referenced this article in one of his other articles, and like his reference was trash. Think about it. Like this is the guy making the blockchain. He can't even complete a legitimate website. Like he can't even get the whole thing done and actually have a legitimate way to, I don't know, the marketing's trash. Like, I don't know. This website's, I can get this up in 3 hours. Like I can go get a website builder and make this in 3 hours. The background's trash. Like I'm not liking it at all. This is a poor attempt at a consulting business. In my personal opinion, definitely a poor attempt. I'm not liking it. I don't have confidence in his abilities to run this company. I clicked a couple of links. The articles are vague, everything vague. It kind of reminds me of his main website. This is Calendly. He has a free version of Calendly, man. Look, it's not even valid. Like, I don't know. Maybe he hasn't used this in a while, but you know, like I said, it reminds me of this website. Straight up. Did he put it together? It reminds me of everything here. It's just all talk, no backing up anything. No context, straight marketing, which again is very bad. Okay. The marketing's not good at all, which brings me to this next guy. This guy right here, I went into his Instagram, I went into his Twitter. I'm talking about low of the low. Like he is not good at marketing. He doesn't even know how to brand himself. And it's not me bashing it. I'm just being honest. This is what honesty looks like. His marketing's trash. The only marketing they have is from their IDO launch with Card Starter. So Card Starter basically built their business from my perspective, from what I'm seeing right now. They basically built everything. And these guys are just kind of managing it and maintaining it. Maybe this is too hurtful, but like this is the truth. This is what I'm seeing. This is the perspective they're giving across. Maybe you need to fix your internet presence for sure. If you're watching this video, Charlie 3 people, you need to fix your presence on the internet because it looks really, really bad. Marketing advisor for 3 months. For 3 months, that's his marketing experience. Digital marketing specialist for a real estate company for 2 months. What is this? What is this guy? Okay. So there's an NFT campaign they're putting out. Very little buzz. If you're giving away a free NFT, you better like milk it, right? Very little buzz. It only has like 35 reshares, 143 likes. Bad attempt at a marketing campaign. It's August 15th. He's been promoting this for a while. Very bad attempt at a marketing campaign. If this is what your marketing consists of, you have an issue there, my man. So marketing, I'm giving it a 10 out of 100. Literally a 1 out of 10. And if you didn't already tell, as for their team, I'm giving them 1 out of 10 as well. So these guys are getting very bad scores for a reason. Now, for security, they don't have a product. You can't really rate the security, but if I have to base it off of their credibility from as a team, I'm just going to give it a 5 out of 10 because I have to score it, right? The only reason I give them even slightly positive is because they're not anonymous. They're showing their credibility on the internet. So it just makes sense that, you know, that would help a little bit with security, because if they rug pull or try to run away with the funds, then, you know, their whole entire identity is out there for everybody to, you know, to arrest them or whatever the case is. So security, 5 out of 100, whatever. I'll give them a score. Now, if we look at the next part, this is even worse. Their liquidity is so bad, guys. This is borderline scam. I'm gonna be honest. They're only on one exchange, which is Uniswap, which anybody on planet Earth can join Uniswap. And if we look over here, there's literally only 64,000 TVL. If I buy 30,000 worth, which I buy all the time with cryptocurrencies, I can ruin the price of this coin. This coin is such a small market cap, and there's no liquidity for it. No whales can even get in if they wanted to. It's a dead project, guys. I know a lot of people have been talking about C3, Charlie, et cetera, et cetera. I highly recommend against it. Of course, none of this is financial advice, but this is my honest opinion. Their Oracle sucks. Unless we can see dramatic changes, I do not recommend you look at this project for sure, or take it serious in any way, shape, or form, guys. And that's just my honest opinion. Now, a couple other things, if you go on their blog, pretty much the gist of it is them partnering with random companies that are trying to do the same. The only reason they partner is just to build like more credibility and stuff like that. One of their partnerships was immunity.life. I looked into them. This company's relatively small. They're like on the same boat, basically. They got a couple guys here, but like in general, like their whole entire blog consists of just, partnering with random projects. So it's pure marketing based. They're not really showing anything. This is Immunity Life. Let's go to their blog and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's go read more, which not a lot of people are reading, by the way. This is their first NFT platform collaboration. It didn't look really good to me. But look, they're partnering with a couple places. This is like the only technical article they have. And it's just updates and like data integration with ADAX and expanding social. They're partnering with this and partnering with that. Like does that say expected to announce our strategic partnership? They're saying expected. What the heck? This is bad, guys. This is not a good sign. All right, so let's continue on the list. Let's go to the next one, Wolfram Alpha. So this is actually not a cryptocurrency company. It's kind of, I think it's just a company that helps with tools and integrations and stuff like that. They have a lot of different products. So as you can see here, part of the partnership, WBL will integrate with Cardano's blockchain data into Wolfram Alpha, allowing developers to integrate external data into Cardano smart contracts. So these guys are not really decentralized. They're not really a blockchain, but they have ridiculous amounts of credibility. You can't really invest in them, but I do want to make you aware so that you understand. So Wolfram is basically, they're like a data analytics company and they provide software. I think their biggest win was the fact that they made Mathematica so let's just read this out. For 3 decades, Mathematica has defined a state of art technical computing and provided the principal computation environment for millions of innovators, educators, students, and others around the world. So these guys do a lot of things. It's not just one. Can't really put them into a category. But in general, they're working with Cardano. So this is big ups to Cardano. They also had worked with a couple of other blockchain projects to make you guys aware as well. As you can see, they work with Bitcoin. They work with Ethereum, Arc, Bloxburg, and Tezos. So they have a history. They know what they're talking about. So you guys can rest assured, Cardano ecosystem, Cardano lovers, you're going to have a good Oracle no matter what. With Wolfram, they'll be able to provide you some good data. Besides the point, I'm pretty sure you guys are watching this video because you want to make money. So let's talk about some other stuff. But really quickly, before we go into the next project, which is the biggest one, Wolfram Mathematica is a software system with built-in libraries for several areas of technical computing that allow machine learning statistics, symbolic computation, manipulating matrices, plotting functions, and various types of data, implementation of algorithms, creation of user interfaces, and interfacing with programs written in other programming languages. So it's like an all-in-one solution. Mathematica was their big premier product, and Cardano is now using it, okay? So let's move on to the next one. This is the big one. This is the one I'm really excited about, and I wouldn't be surprised if I start investing into it very soon. I wouldn't mind. This is one of those projects I don't mind dollar cost averaging. I can care less where the market goes. I know it's going to be the future, and yeah, I don't care if the market goes into a bear run. I will accumulate this coin. So if I'm sure you guys have heard of it, it's ERG or Ergo. Okay, now Ergo is also a blockchain that's not just an Oracle, but it's all in one solution. They just happen to be building oracles on Cardano. And it's a very interesting Oracle structure as well. So I'm going to go into ERG as a whole platform. And when I rate this and I give you guys my ratings and my fundamental analysis score, you'll understand it from the whole platform. And then we'll dive into their specific solution for Oracle solutions. All right. So let me explain what I'm talking about. So if you guys don't know, this is the front page. Welcome to Smart Money. Ergo builds advanced cryptographic features, radically new DeFi functionality on the rock-solid foundations laid by a decade of blockchain theory and development. So these guys are legitimate. I can't really put them into a category because they're kind of like an all-in-one. They're helping other blockchains. They're helping proof of work, proof of stake blockchains. They have their own version of proof of work. It's really crazy. But if I were to sum up this project for sure, their everything is world-class. They took this very serious. So let's go over the different features. First one, okay, product. I gave it an 80 out of 100. Now, the reason why I didn't give them 100 out of 100 is because there's nothing perfect, number one. And number two, it's not super verified. They're relatively new. And I do think that they have some way to go to prove their new novel system, which is called proofs of work, basically. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. But basically, we present Ergo, a flexible blockchain protocol. Ergo is designed for developing decentralized applications with the main focus of providing an efficient, secure, and easy way to implement financial contracts. To achieve this goal, Ergo includes various technical and economic improvements to existing blockchain solutions. Every coin on Ergo is protected by a program called Ergo Script, which is a powerful and protocol-friendly scripting language based on E protocols. Using Ergo script, we can encode the conditions under which coins may be used, who can spend them, when, under what external conditions, to whom, and so on. So they have so many different solutions, but the gist here is that it unlocks the power of proof of work in a light, scalable way, right? It has interoperability, scalability, and very quick verification of data without having to download the whole entire blockchain. So if you guys don't know, again, Ethereum's moving over to proof of stake. Proof of stake has its own issues, okay? It definitely has its own issues. The thing about proof of work specifically is that it's tried, true, and tested through Bitcoin, and it's supposed to be the best security by far. It's the most proven, and it's the best security. The problem with Bitcoin, though, is that they had ASIC miners come out. So if you guys don't know what an ASIC miner is, ASIC miners are simply a mining product built basically to outcompete everybody in mining. So there's a hashing power, and historically Bitcoin has been mined with regular computers, but then these dedicated, they're basically little box computers, come and just kind of dominated everybody and forced everyone to buy ASIC miners, which made it really centralized, where people with only people with money that can buy ASIC miners now have the hashing rate, and it just makes it super competitive for Bitcoin. So they're a proof of work protocol that is ASIC resistant, and it's supposed to actually be way faster and scalable, similar to Ethereum's ledger system, but it gives you the advantages of having proof of work, which a lot of people argue is way better for security. A lot of people don't like proof of stake. So very interesting concept. If we come over here, they also have something called an extended UTXO model, which you can find in Bitcoin, but it's supposed to be way faster and way more powerful than Bitcoin's version, and obviously scalable, and it has way more functionality. Okay, and they also have, like I said, light nodes, which makes Ergo ASIC resistant, and it has the same security features as proof of work, or close to the same. It's not going to be exact, right? So the reason why I don't give it a 90 or 100 is it's just a little bit uncertain. We don't know if it actually really, really works. Not a lot of places have integrated it yet. So we'll see it grow in the future, see how that works out, okay? So if we look at the competition, it's a blue ocean coin, okay? No one's made this. It's a novel idea. No one's created this before. So again, they're interoperable. They give you proof of stake features when it comes to scalability and functionality, and they give you security features of proof of work. So I'm giving the competition a 9 out of 10 or a 90 out of 100 because there is no other blockchain that does this, at least to the how big it is right now. So they're definitely taking over. Now let's talk about the tokenomics and the emission schedule. Okay, there's also another one that blew my mind away. These guys they know what people want, and they're definitely hitting on all fronts. So Ergo has strictly limited supply, 8-year emission schedule with the declining rate of emission over the 8 years. All tokens are mined through the ASIC and pool resistant proof of work algorithm. Okay, so basically at the launch, there is nothing pre-mined for someone to hold, which is amazing. This is how Bitcoin was launched, right? The only thing that the team gets is with the treasury. At the end of everything, the treasury will only accumulate 4.43% of the supply. So the other 95% of the supply goes to the miners and the people that contribute as a miner to the network. So this is insane. This is really, really good. This is open. This is transparent. It's power to the people, man. It's power to the people. So they don't control a vast majority of supply, and it's going to be truly decentralized when it comes to the distribution of the coins. So I'm going to rate the tokenomics. It's one of the best I've seen in a long time. I'm going to rate it like a 9 out of 10 or a 90 out of 10 because there's no such thing as perfect. I don't know what perfect is. I think maybe Bitcoin's perfect if it lasts or whatever the case is, but it's hard to get a 10 out of 10 anywhere, right? Let's talk about the team, which is another one. Blows me away. These guys have been working on crypto for a very long time, extensive research. They have scientific papers. I'm not even going to go into the specifics because you can research that for yourself. Just take my word for it. This is a world-class team. It's a world-class team, and the market cap is only like, the market cap's only like 500 million. It's ridiculous, actually. They're very undervalued right now. They're very undervalued. Just with their team alone, they're worth way more than right now. Charles Hoskinson said, Ergo is an extremely exciting project run by IOHK alums. He basically says that these guys are like his best favorite team, and he's happy to see them grow and evolve. So, like I said, guys, massive experience. Look, 20 academic papers, 15 years experience in software development. Co-founder of Ergo, was also the co-founder of smartcontract.com, which is now Chainlink. They created Chainlink, or he created Chainlink. He was a co-founder of it. this is what I'm saying. They definitely have the Chainlink solution. They worked on it extensively. You got this guy over here, PhD in physics, over 10 years experience in software development. He has written several peer-reviewed papers on crypto. Guys, like, you can read it for yourself. Just take my word for it. World-class team. I'm giving them a 9 out of 10. Okay. They definitely deserve a 9 out of 10. And they're pretty big too. And you can tell the difference. You can just clearly tell the difference between these guys and what we were talking about before, right? Look into it for yourself. I'm just trying to save you time. This is definitely a world-class team. Let's talk about, again, let's finish this up with marketing, security, and liquidity. And then I'll go into their version of an Oracle so you guys understand how they're going to do it. So if we go to the marketing, I have some notes here. They actually have a full YouTube channel and they explain everything. This is really good in a cryptocurrency project when you actually have videos with audio where people can like pop it open and actually listen, right? And listen to your complex code to understand what it is. They have full videos that deep dives. And I watched some of these videos too. And they're not bad. They're not like marketing, like they're not like tailored to market, but they're very good explanations of their product. I honestly encourage every single cryptocurrency project on planet Earth to do this. Like, you need to do this. I honestly don't know why you're not doing it. Their Twitter is active. They do not buy any fake followers at all. They reach the 1% engagement rule. And I do think it has a very big potential to grow. A lot of people that I know are in the crypto industry are following them. They could retweet. They have a big potential to grow. They just need to see the price go up a little bit. And then I'm pretty sure it'll grow. Their Telegram is big and active. 12,000 people, that's not bad. And it's pretty active. And if we look at the website traffic, you can see they're getting 358K visits. Meanwhile, Chainlink's only is getting a very similar amount. This is what you call undervalued. This is what you call a gem. They're getting a similar amount of traffic as Chainlink when they're ranked 150 something by market cap. Vastly undervalued. Also, I forgot to say about the tokenomics. Only 10 million total supply. Only 10 million total supply. Bitcoin's 21 million. This is very good. They have hit everything for me. I can't find any issues with this project at all, for sure. So let's kind of finish this one up here. Let's get into a couple of things. How are they going to work with Cardano specifically? What are they going to bring to Cardano to make sure they have a good Oracle service? So although Ergo adopts proof of work mechanism while Cardano adopts proof of stake, they are highly compatible because both are based on EUTXO models. Ergo will bring Cardano the advantages of proof of work, for instance, NIPO-POW, which supports ultralight clients and cross-chain interoperability because whatever it's called cannot be used on proof of stake, and Cardano cannot use the technology directly, but it can use Ergo's proof of work to support ultralight clients. Basically, they're getting proof of work advantages on a proof of stake blockchain, which is really good. Furthermore, Cardano has adopted Ergo's Oracle protocol scheme instead of Chainlink's. Okay, the advantages of this Oracle pool model is that there's no Oracle tokens that are issued so that the end users can use the Oracle service at an extremely low cost. And other advantages is that the data source are decentralized and more reliable. Basically, what they're saying here is that Chainlink forces you to use their coin. In this case, there is no coin. You can use any coin you want when using their specific mechanism, right? So very interesting stuff there. Oracle will bring the advantages of proof of work to the Cardano ecosystem. They're bringing Eurodex, which is something else we're going to be talking about. The first blockchain to adopt smart contract language, similar to UTXO model Cardano uses. Long-term scalability of dApps. More advanced cryptography. We can go into it in more detail, but this right here pretty much explains everything. I'm going to give you a very vague breakdown. You can watch the full video if you want over here. Explains it way more detail than I can. So if we look over here, they have something called the epic. Okay. This basically makes time for the blockchain. So the epic every 6 hours verifies all the data. So let's say hypothetically there's a product or a coin that costs $11.29. Basically, they will get data points from various sources. People will say there will be various sources that will say, hey, this is worth $11.29 on my exchange. Somebody else will say the same thing. And they will all submit the data and they'll get an average of this data. And it'll be, of course, if we have one person that's different, 11 and 28 cents, it averages out to 11.29, which gives you the accurate data, right? This is how oracles work, right? If you don't understand how Oracle works, you guys should look it up for sure. It's basically just data aggregators that allows people to get accurate information, right? Of course, accurate information is important, like the price of Ethereum. These DeFi protocols need to know the price of Ethereum. They need to know it for various reasons, right? So now where it gets crazy, not only this is like basic Chainlink, very basic model. Not only do they have that, but they actually have pools, and the pools have these small autonomous organizations. So they can have a pool within a pool within a pool, which brings for more complexity and brings for more functionality. And each one of these pools have a small governance, which generates fees. So I'm not trying to get too specific because, again, this could get really complex and there's way more qualified people to explain this than what I could do. But in general, we have a very, very good system where the money comes in and it trickles down very, very smooth. And the same thing where the data is coming up in a very smooth and verifiable way. So each layer can verify and have its own credibility. Also, if a piece of data comes up and it stops here, it doesn't need to go through the whole entire thing. It's just a very smooth and well thought out system. A very smooth and well thought out system when it comes to Oracle solutions on, Ergo. And obviously they have a lot of credibility because, again, the co-founder built Chainlink. The co-founder built Chainlink and has worked with Cardano extensively. Guys, this is the best chance at an Oracle solution on Cardano. And I will not be surprised with their functionality and what they're proposing and how they pretty much hit every variable I asked for in a project. They hit everything. I don't see any red flags at all. This is really important for me because you can kill Chainlink. This is one in a lifetime project, guys. I'm letting you guys know. Now, I didn't comment on security. Let's just do that really quickly. The security of this project has been audited, and I'm just going to briefly kind of paraphrase everything. Despite extensive review, we did not identify any security issue. They've been audited. You could look into it. There's very specific details that I choose to leave out for, the complexity of this video. But in general, they have been audited and they're legit. And I have confidence from the team just with their, peer-reviewed research papers and the fact that they've worked with a lot of people with a lot of industry experience. Security, 8 out of 10 or 80 out of 100. And then the last one, which I look into, is the liquidity. If you come back down here, they're not huge exchanges, but they're pretty big exchanges. This is a good sweet spot for me. And the reason I say that is because they're getting a lot of volume. They're getting enough volume to where I could buy a lot and not dump the price or pump the price. And it's a sweet spot because they could get listed on like Binance and some bigger exchanges. And obviously when they get listed on exchanges, more liquidity, more pumping, more token growth. Guys, this project is a very good risk to reward in my personal opinion. Regardless of where the market goes, this is something I'm accumulating. But yeah, last project is API 3. I Googled searched it extensively. I'm just going to have to make a video separately for this. Okay. I'm going to make a video separately for API 3. But basically, there is no proof that they're actually working with Cardano, but I'm pretty sure they will. So I'll investigate that a little bit deeper, but this requires its own video. Leave a comment below if you want me to make an API 3 video, and I could definitely do that for you guys. That's it for the video. If you like the quality of this content, hit like. If you don't, leave some constructive criticism. Subscribe for more video updates. And like I always say, if you don't get with it, you will get left behind. Again, guys, follow me on my podcast. Of course, follow me on Entrepreneurship Channel. I got free courses, all these links down below. Run them up. I'm coming back with the heavy research. I have more time now. I've outsourced a lot of things in my business. So you guys will get more quality, in-depth, long, lengthy, take your notes out videos. All right. That's it for this video, guys. Catch you in the next one. Alex here, quick update, quick announcement. Guys, I have a new community number, so I got a second phone. You could directly text me. I'm answering all questions. My new phone number is 954-758-5473. Again, that's 954-758-5473. I'm answering all comments. Go ahead and text me now. Let's have a conversation.